2026 MLB Draft is here, which means it's time for me to rank every player selected in the first round of the MLB Draft. Big video every year, a lot of work goes into this. I really would appreciate if you guys could leave a like on the video, and if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you click that sub button. I'm gonna have draft content coming out over the next few days. You're not gonna wanna miss it. So without further ado, let's get going into these rankings. Getting us started at number 39, I've got Milwaukee Brewers first round pick Trey Ebel, shortstop out of Corona High School in California. That Ebel name might sound familiar, and that's because the Brewers last year took his brother in the first round as well, and his dad is a coach for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Really talented baseball family. Trey Ebel, just because he's coming in at the bottom of the first round rankings doesn't mean he's a bad player by any means. He's only 17 years old, really good shortstop, great bat to ball skills, also has shown the ability to make really good swing decisions, really well at handling velocity as well as identifying breaking balls, and there's some raw power for him to tap into because right now he does have great bat to ball skills and looks to be able to stick at shortstop. Ebel comes in at number 39. At number 38, we have the second of the White Sox first round picks. That's going to be Landon Tomei, shortstop out of Nazareth Academy in Illinois. Now, I see Tomei projecting more as a second baseman or third baseman in the future, and yes, this is the son of Hall of Fame hitter Jim Tomei. He's got a really nice left-handed swing, as you would imagine. He is a plus hitter, that is why he's going in the first round. The athleticism is not his strongest, but the bat-to-ball skills, along with a lot of hard contact, and the ability to be able to drive the baseball is one of the clear reasons why Landon Tomei was selected inside the first 40 picks. While he's not fast, he's also been a great base runner. He's obviously such a hard worker and just a baseball rat. Tomei is a great second first round pick for the White Sox. Next up at number 37, Carter Beck, outfielder from Indiana State, selected by the Atlanta Braves with their prospect promotion incentive pick at number 26 overall. Beck is a really fun story. He actually started off at a small college in North Dakota, then transferred to Indiana State. He won Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year at Indiana State, and he's got great contact rates. He's got really good exit velos. He's a pretty solid athlete. I don't think he's going to project much as a center fielder. I do think he ends up going to the corners. Some of the comps I've heard have been like Nick Markakis, and Nick Markakis had a great career. Carter Beck seems to be following in that path. Overall, really good player. For the 36th best player taken in the first round, I've got the Red Sox first round pick, Jake Schaffner, shortstop out of the University of North Carolina. A lot of players taken in the first round this year were a contact first, and that's definitely where Schaffner falls, but he has a big enough frame where the Red Sox do this thing where they improve swing speeds and bat speeds, which improves exit velos, and they've done it with a bunch of hitters. I expect Schaffner to be another one of those guys because he does make a ton of contact. While the top exit velos aren't there, overall he does hit the ball well to all fields, and he's a really good athlete who's going to stick at shortstop. At worst, he's going to go to second base and be pretty good there. Because the Red Sox are such an analytical forward organization, I think they know what they're doing here and are going to get more out of Schaffner at the plate, especially with the power. Coming in at number 35, I've got Blake Bryant, right-handed pitcher out of Citizens Christian High School in Georgia, selected by the Arizona Diamondbacks. This was the Diamondbacks' second pick inside the top 40. Bryant has a massive frame, 6'6", big fastball that tops out at 97, good extension. He has two different breaking balls. The slider is really good. And overall, because of his athleticism, because of his stuff, he's going to be taken inside the top 40, very projectable. Now just need to clean up the control a little bit, and Blake Bryant could be a starter for the Diamondbacks down the line. Another pitcher coming in at number 34, this was the Astros pick for the prospect promotion incentive, of course, for Hunter Brown. That's going to be Jack Riddell, right-handed pitcher out of Notre Dame. Riddell's fastball sits in the mid-90s, has touched upper 90s before. He's got a slider and cutter that sometimes mix into each other a little bit. A curveball he'll mix in for some strikes, the changeup as well. He does have really good control, which is why you see the Astros going after him. They like big, projectable, solid, consistent arms. And while Riddell doesn't have any plus pitches, the mechanics are really good. He is a high floor starter. Next up at number 33, I've got Zion Rose, the number 6 overall pick to the Kansas City Royals in the first round. Zion Rose is a super interesting prospect. Missed a lot of time last season due to injury at Louisville, ended up playing in 36 games, hit .417 with a near 500 on base. The power still needs to develop a little bit, and Rose is a former catcher turned outfielder. I'm not sure if he'll stick in center field throughout his career, but he is a good athlete, so keep an eye out for that during his development. He has good bat speed, so we expect him to produce higher exit velos as he gets stronger, and he does have good bat to ball skills, just tends to chase a little bit more, so we want to see some more patience, and he does hit the ball on the ground. So this is why he sees himself a little bit lower down. There's going to need to be some real development out of the Royals for Rose to hit that number 6 pick potential. For the 32nd best player selected in the first round, in my opinion, I've got Cade Townsend of the Chicago Cubs, right-handed pitcher out of Ole Miss. Townsend might have the best arsenal of any pitcher selected in the first round. He's got 5 different pitches, probably is going to throw up to 7 different pitches. The breakers are really good. Curveball and slider grade out as 60s right now. The cutter as well. He even has a changeup, and the fastball is good. It sits in the mid to upper 90s. Similarly, I don't know if Cade Townsend right now will be a frontline starter like a future ace, but I think this is going to be someone that the Cubs can rely on to be in that rotation for a very long time. And because he has so many different pitches, he's going to keep guys off balance. Cade Townsend is a good pitcher. The stuff doesn't jump off the page, but he is a very good pitcher. And when I say jump off the page, it doesn't jump off the page like some of the top guys. The stuff is obviously still very good. Just missing on the top 30 at number 31, I've got Carson Bolamon, I believe, is how we say that. Left-handed pitcher out of Southside Christian High School in South Carolina. Carson's a big dude, 6'4", 215. Fastball from the left side, sits in the lower 90s, but has reached the upper 90s, and obviously he has the size to get more out of it. He's got a really, really good curveball and slider from the left side, along with a strong changeup, which helps him out with facing right-handed batters. On the mound, he's got great presence. He seems really in control. The mechanics are super solid, and injuries don't really seem to be too big of a concern for him moving forward. This was a great second pick for the Giants in the first round because I absolutely love their first one. Great upside out of Bolamon. Getting the top 30 start at number 30, I've got the Rays' second first round pick, Taj Marchand, shortstop out of James Island High School in South Carolina. Marchand, only 17 years old at the time of the draft. His dad was a former hockey pro in the NHL. I really like Marchand a lot. I feel like the tools are super raw. He's probably not going to play shortstop, honestly, might end up in the outfield, but he's a big dude, 6'2", 200 pounds at 17. That's no joke. One of his best tools right now, graded out by Baseball America, is going to be his power. The exit velos have been pretty good. Again, it's a little bit murky as to what position he'll play, but the power plus hit tool plus what the Rays do in development, I really like this pick. Next up at number 29, I've got my New York Mets first round pick. That's going to be Carson Wiggins, the brother of Jackson Wiggins, a right-handed pitcher out of University of Arkansas. Downsides with Wiggins, has only thrown 14 innings at the college level. Upside with Wiggins, has one of the best fastballs in the entire draft class, has nasty curveball slider combination, doesn't have the most control, but has a huge frame that just projects to be pretty exciting. Crazy high ceiling, super low floor. Could end up just being a dominant closer. When you have the ability to throw 100 with 2 wipeout breaking balls, I'm always interested. Give me tools. Next up at number 28, I've got Ryder Helfrich, catcher out of University of Arkansas, selected by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Again, to me, I'm a little bit more cautious on catching prospects, especially catching prospects that are glove first right now. One of the things that scares me about Helfrich is his ability to identify spin at the next level. He has really good power. He is going to be a catcher at the major league level. There is no doubt about that in my mind because he's that good defensively. But can he develop enough at the plate to not just be a defensive first catcher with a little bit of pop? I'll be interested to see the development of Helfrich throughout his minor league career. Right now, I've got him at number 28. Next up at number 27, Coleman Borthwick, first round pick by the San Diego Padres out of South Walton High School in Florida. Borthwick is huge, and as you can imagine with any San Diego Padres first round pick, tools, 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 exciting, exciting, exciting. 6'6", 260, has a 70 grade fastball that can touch 100, a 60 grade slider that's in the mid to upper 80s. Still really does need to develop that third pitch, and this is going to be a huge development project for the Padres, but they love these kind of prospects, and I love the idea of AJ Preller taking another big swing here. Big dude who throws gas with a wipeout slider. I'm all in. Just missing on the top 25 at number 26, I've got Tyler Spangler of the Philadelphia Phillies. I kind of really like Tyler Spangler, and I'm trying to talk myself putting him into the top 20. Right now, he's had a back injury that has scared people away from him a little bit, but in terms of size and his skills, I feel like if he was healthy, he could have been a top 10 pick because the hit and power tool are above average. And he's 6'3", coming out of high school in California. He's had some good exit velos. He has a mature approach. He seems to be pretty good in the field too. Like, I think he's going to stick at shortstop. Phillies have done this a couple times where they've gotten good players because of injury concerns. Look back at Aiden Miller. I think Spangler's going to be another one of them. I love this pick by the Phillies. Really nice left-handed swing. And then similarly, getting the top 25 started at number 25, Yankees first round pick Hunter Dietz. Another guy who's dealt with some injuries, but in terms of stuff, I absolutely love it. From the left side at 6'6", he's got a fastball that sits in the mid to upper 90s. He's got a curveball, a really good slider, and working on a changeup. The control's not an issue. It's the injury. It's been the projectability of that injury, but the Yankees seem to do a really good job with these kind of players, especially on the pitching side. I'm super excited to see what they can do because in 2026, he got back on the mound and he dominated a 36% K rate at the University of Arkansas with an 8.6% walk rate. Fastball in the mid 90s from the left side. Sounds pretty good to me. The 24th best player selected in the first round, second first round pick by the Colorado Rockies, Daniel Jackson, catcher out of University of Georgia. So here's the really interesting thing about Daniel Jackson. He was arguably arguably the best player in college baseball last season at the University of Georgia. He just put up outrageous numbers. 32 home runs, 26 stolen bases, a 1276 OPS with a slug over 800 and on base nearly at 500 while catching. I think he's a little bit iffy at the catcher position. There's definitely some improvements that need to be made there. And he will have to show the ability, again, to hit spin at the next level, because that's something that his contact rate's not really that great. But the raw power and even the athleticism is something that gets me so excited, especially in Colorado. When you hit that well in the SEC, I just kind of tend to give you the benefit of the doubt. And I think he's being undervalued right now. I'm putting him inside the top 25. Big riser up here at number 23. I've got the Blue Jays first round pick, Cole Carlone, left-handed pitcher out of Arizona State. Another big projectable arm. Cole Carlone, 6'5", 230 pounds. Don't look at ERA. We care about the 38% K rate last year and an 8.9% walk rate. A fastball that's touched 101 from the left side. A slider that he throws more than that fastball, and that slider is absolute disgusting. A 56% miss rate. Those two pitches alone are ridiculously good. And from the left side, the idea of just needing to develop one, maybe two more pitches to get him to be a frontline starter, I absolutely love that. And kind of at the worst, this is going to be one of the best left-handed relievers in baseball with that fastball slider mix. Blue Jays have done a really, really good job with pitching development over the last few years. Can't wait to see what they do with Carlone. Coming in at number 22, I've got the Cardinals first round pick, Teagan Kay, right-handed pitcher out of the University of Tennessee. I really loved what they were saying in the draft coverage about Teagan. He comped very similarly to Brian Wu, and I think if Brian Wu came out of this class, you'd be very excited as a Cardinals fan. 4 pitches, all of them grade really well, especially that fastball curveball because of his arm slot. The fastball comes from a really low arm slot. It's not the fastest in terms of velo, but he has touched 98, 99 before, while he does sit more in the lower to mid 90s. He throws a ton of strikes, and with the development in a major league program, I feel like we could see some real steps forward for Teagan in the next couple years. It doesn't really feel like a risky pick. Just missing on the top 20 at number 21, I've got Cameron Fluke out of Coastal Carolina, drafted by the Detroit Tigers. Fluke, big dude, 6'6", 210, throws absolute ched on the mound, a fastball that touches 99. I'm sure it's going to touch 100 at some point. Super interesting curveball, seems to be more confident in it with a 12-6 shape, and he's working on a gyro slider that sits in the mid-80s. Of course, we'd love to see him get a changeup to help face those left-handed batters, and there is some reliever risk for sure here with Fluke, but because of the upside and the top-end stuff with that fastball, you got to take a chance. If you're going to be a good starting pitcher at the major league level now, you need to have a good fastball, and there's no doubt that Fluke does. Getting the top 20 started at number 20, I've got Angels first round pick, Jared Grinlinger, a high school two-way player out of Huntington Beach, California. He was announced as an outfielder, so I don't think we're going to see him pitch, even though I kind of liked him more as a pitcher, honestly. But at the plate, he makes incredible contact. Bat-to-ball skills were some of the best in the entire draft. He rarely swung and missed in high school. The power is projectable because of his size. They think that he's going to grow into it. He's only 17 years old, so he's super young. There's a lot of development left. I actually do like this pick by the Angels. The projectability is super exciting, and the fact that he already has the good contact ability leads me to believe that if we get that bat speed up, we get that power up, this could be someone that you look back and say, how did you not take this kid? Next up at number 19, Bo Lawrence, third baseman out of Christ Church Episcopal High School in South Carolina. Dodgers took him, I think, at number 40 overall. It's technically the last pick of the first round. A little bit surprised as to why Lawrence dropped so much. He has like 30 home run upside potential, a really nice left-handed swing. Dodgers don't need to rush him either because their farm system's loaded. Sure, the position that he plays is probably a little bit up in the air, but he's a good athlete despite his huge frame. So I'm excited to see what happens as he physically matures because the power's already exciting. Feels like the Dodgers did that Dodger thing again. I don't know. Is this glaze? You let me know in the comments. Next up at number 18, I've got the Mariners first round pick, Ace Reese, third baseman out of Mississippi State. To put it simply, Reese was one of the best hitters in the SEC last season, which is always exciting. In terms of power, he projects as a 60 grade guy, could be a 30 home run a year dude at the major league level. I'm not sure where he projects defensively, not the greatest athlete, not the greatest at third base. Could end up moving to first, corner, DH, whatever it will be. That could affect his ceiling. But ceiling-wise at the plate, he only dominated at Mississippi State. The SEC is the best division in college baseball. And while he does have more power over hit in his profile, the hit's not bad by any means. Probably just needs to cut down the chase a little bit because everything else he pulls the ball in the air with good power. That's super exciting. Coming in at number 17, I've got the Royals' second first round pick, Taylor Rabe, right-handed pitcher out of Ole Miss. I really like Taylor, and so does Lance Brozdowski. And if Lance Brozdowski likes someone, I take a deeper look, and I understand why. Over 76 innings, had a K rate of 34.2% with a walk rate under 5, has a big frame. The fastball has averaged 96, 97, touched 100 in 2026. He has a cutter, which has been really good too. Still needs to work on a third and fourth pitch to really really cement himself as like a legit starter. But I think the Royals did a great job selecting him here. That was really good value. The power and control combo that he has, it's hard to find sometimes. And they've got it with Rabe. Love this pick. Just missing on the top 15 at number 16, I've got Liam Peterson, first round pick by the Cleveland Guardians, right-handed pitcher out of University of Florida. So don't look at his college ERA. It doesn't matter. We don't care. We're looking at stuff. We're looking at pitches, and he definitely has those. 3+ pitches off the rip, no doubt about it. Fastball, curveball, slider. Those are plus pitches. The changeup is good. The problem with him is his control right now, but if there was ever an organization that is going to develop pitching and get the most out of the guy, Cleveland Guardians is the place. I love the fit. I love the selection. The fastball touches 100. The curveball and slider are nasty. I got a really good feeling about Liam Peterson in the Guardians organization. Fantastic pick. In the top 15 start at number 15, LeBron's going back to Ohio. That's right, Justin LeBron selected by the Cincinnati Reds, shortstop out of University of Alabama. LeBron was crazy on the rise last year, down this year. I'm kind of putting him right in the middle of the first round here at number 15. I think there's definitely some swing and miss concern, especially against non-fastballs. I do think he's going to be a really good shortstop, though. The arm's great. The athleticism is fantastic. I'm not worried about the errors that happened this year in college. You do like his power, and coming into the season, you thought the hit tool was better, so maybe it was just a down year. Maybe it was something weird going on at the University of Alabama. The player that I've seen in Justin LeBron while watching him play, I like everything that I see. I think this is a top 15 talent in the draft. Big riser for me in my draft rankings as opposed to others. At number 14, I've got Logan Hughes, outfielder, maybe first baseman for the Houston Astros, selected out of Texas Tech. I understand why he fell because athletically, he's not really the best. He's probably, again, either going to play first base or a corner outfield spot. But I love the bat. He doesn't strike out at all, gets on base a ton, hits for power, pulls the baseball, makes tons of contact, especially against breaking balls. He has a really well-rounded game. He's not going to make an impact defensively ever, but I think he's going to be able to make an impact offensively, which is why, I like the bat. I feel like we're kind of just missing a dude who's only mashed. And at some point, that's what we should care about. And that's why I like Logan Hughes here. Now, to kind of go on the flip side here, at number 13, I've got the first round pick by the St. Louis Cardinals, Trevor Condon. Condon is a outfielder, center fielder compared to Pete Crow Armstrong. I kind of don't hate the comp at all. That would be like an amazing outcome for the Cardinals. Ultimately, I think defensively, you're hoping that he gets there, PCA level. At the plate, it's hard to match like that defense and 30 home runs a year with 30 stolen bases, but he's a tremendous athlete, plays phenomenal center field. He's going to stick there forever, and he makes a ton of contact, puts the ball in play a lot. Would love to see him develop his power, and maybe the Cardinals can get more out of him there. But like I said, the first round this year really focused on bat to ball skills, and I'm assuming that Chaim Bloom, doing what he did with the Red Sox in the past, get that bat speed up, get more power out of Trevor Condon. Dude's awesome. And then another similar-ish archetype at number 12, I've got Eric Booth Jr., first round pick by the Baltimore Orioles. Booth Jr., again, is athleticism, 80 grade speed, the fastest guy in the entire draft probably. Do I think he stays in center field? Probably because of the speed, but his arm is a little bit weak, which could make him a plus defender in left field maybe. While we haven't seen crazy power just yet, we know he has the ability, the swing speed, and some of the exit velos to get there. He just has to hit the ball in the air a little bit more. I think a swing change is coming, but once that swing change happens, the athleticism and raw ability that I see from Eric Booth is one of the reasons why most people had him ranked inside the top 10, some inside the top 5, as a top prospect in this draft. Just missing on the top 10 at number 11, I've got Chris Hakopian, first round pick by the Washington Nationals, second baseman out of Texas A&M. In terms of hit tools, one of the best in the entire class. Hits for average, rarely strikes out, gets on base. He's a mature hitter. There's no doubt about his hitting. Where he plays in the field, his athleticism, that's called into question, but if he plays second base, if he plays third base, he plays the outfield, I don't know, do you really care if he hits like the way he has at Texas A&M, where he's been one of the best hitters in college baseball, and he was great at Maryland. All this kid's ever done is hit. Getting the top 10 started at number 10, we have center field prospect for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Derek Curiel out of LSU. Curiel is a big upside play, and I kind of love it. He plays great center field. I think he's going to play center field for the foreseeable future. There is some risk, of course, with his game because the power potential is a little bit sketchier right now than it's been in the past, but he's shown some good exit velos. So if we get some lift in that ball, which I think we can, and because he does make great contact and has a good bat path, I think there's a world where we could really see a huge jump for Derek Curiel in the next year or two with some development in the Pirates org. Overall, I do think you've got a really good bat to ball center fielder with good defense, and that's worth being ranked inside the top 10 in my opinion. For the best left-handed pitcher in the draft in my opinion, at number 9, I'm going Gio Rojas out of Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. First round pick by the Texas Rangers. Love this pick. I think this is one of the best picks in the entire draft. From the left side, he throws in the mid to upper 90s, has hit the upper 90s many times. The slider is wipeout. The changeup's good enough. I think with development, it's going to get even better. The spin rates are fantastic. And just the fact, again, that he throws in the upper 90s from the left side, 6'4". I love his release point. He's been one of the top arms, dominated for Team USA, struck out 120 or more hitters in back-to-back prep seasons. Really, really clean delivery. Like, there's nothing not to like about Gio Rojas. He's one of my favorite players in the draft. That's why he's inside the top 10. And I think he's the best left-handed pitcher in this entire draft. Coming in at number 8, absolutely love this pick by the Atlanta Braves, AJ Gracia, outfielder out of University of Virginia. I feel like people like Gracia, I think they don't like him enough. I think he has the potential to be one of the better picks in this draft class. Shout out to him for being from New Jersey, by the way. Jersey strong. He's dominated every single year of college baseball. He transferred to Virginia this year, had an 1100 OPS, non-base percentage almost at 500, walked more than he struck out the last 2 seasons of college baseball. Size-wise, he's 6'3", 200 pounds. I think he's going to be able to be a 30 home run a year guy, especially with that swing. The in-zone contact rate is incredible. I think this was an awesome pick by the Atlanta Braves. Really wish they didn't get to make this because he's turned out to be one of my favorite hitters in this entire class. If you're buying baseball cards, I'd be on AJ Gracia. I think this dude is an absolute home run. Another guy who I think is an absolute home run, Tyler Bell, who comes in as my 7th best player in the 2026 MLB Draft. First round pick by the Colorado Rockies, shortstop from the University of Kentucky. The Rays tried to grab him back in 2024 in the second round. He did not sign. And this year at Kentucky, as a switch hitter, I love this guy's swing. I think it's going to play really, really well in Colorado one day. I think he's a really solid shortstop. There's no doubt in my mind that he will be able to stick at that position. He doesn't have any plus tools in my eyes, but I think he is an overall well-rounded player. And the fact that, again, he was able to have an on-base percentage near 500 in the SEC, play good defense. I think he'll have about average power because he's a switch hitter at the major league level, especially playing in Colorado. And I think there's even more development. I really like Tyler Bell a lot. It's going to be a good ball player. Just outside the top 5 at number 6, I've got Minnesota Twins first round pick Von Lackey, catcher out of Georgia Tech. Once again, this is with me and catchers in the first round. I just get a little bit scared. There is no doubt, though, that Von Lackey is an awesome catcher. Behind the plate, 70 field grade, 60 arm. He is a great athlete. He absolutely mashed. He won the job last season, dominated this season. Georgia Tech is a catching factory. I want to see his adjustment to the pro game because I do feel like, especially out of the ACC over the last few years, the catchers coming out have had a little bit more of an adjustment period than some of the others, but everybody loves this kid, and his swing is beautiful. It's really, really good. He's got great pop, good bat-to-ball skills, and he's a plus defensive catcher. There's all-star upside here. How could you not put him right around the top 5? Which means getting the top 5 start at number 5, I have Lackey's teammate Drew Burress, outfielder selected by the A's in the first round out of Georgia Tech. I absolutely love Drew Burress. This one is a total vibes pick. I think people have him like around the top 10, but all this guy has ever done since he stepped on campus is mash, mash, mash. And he's a small dude, but the bat speeds are incredible. The exit velos are incredible. He pulls the baseball in the air a ton. I don't really know what you don't like about Drew Burress, except maybe that he's not going to be a center fielder, but I think he could be a plus corner guy. And with the pop and the swings and the swing decisions and the on base, Drew Burress just feels like a no-brainer to me. This was an incredible pick by the A's. I absolutely love it. This is going to be one of their corner outfielders for years and years to come. I don't think he's going to take that much time in the minors either. He's so good. Career 357, 484, 720 slash line at Georgia Tech. That's crazy. He's an all-around good player. Shout out my short king. For the 4th best player in the 2026 MLB Draft, maybe the best pick of the entire draft in terms of value, the Miami Marlins got Jacob Lombard. That is the brother of George Lombard and the son of his dad, George Lombard. He's the highest selected Lombard in a draft, fun fact. And I gotta say, I absolutely love what I see out of Jacob Lombard. He's shown plus raw power. He's a phenomenal athlete, like ridiculously good. He is going to be a very good shortstop at the absolute worst defensively. Similarly to his brother, like a great glove, legit raw power, some swing and miss concerns, but if you have the pop and you play plus defense at shortstop, I don't care. You have to take him if he's available. This is star potential. I think this is a great pick by the Marlins. Peter Bendix has to be smiling ear to ear. Next up, at number 3, I've got the Giants' first round pick, Jackson Flora, right-handed pitcher out of UC Santa Barbara. Flora is awesome. This dude might be in the majors as soon as next season. I know people are trying to be a little bit calm on the projections with him, but that fastball is absolutely electric. Tops out at 100 and just has some crazy ride to it, which is so exciting if you're a pitcher. The spin rates are insane. He has above average extension, so as a 6'5" dude throwing in the upper 90s, it's really feeling like over 100 every time. Now, he needs to be better with his command for sure, but I think that will come with development as just being in the minors versus being at UC Santa Barbara. The slider is ridiculously good. The curve needs some work, but the changeup's great. Like, if he can develop a fourth pitch, I just don't see how this isn't a frontline starter. I love what Jackson Flores got. Ball flies out of his hand. Which means coming in at number 2, I've got the Rays first round pick, shortstop out of Fort Worth Christian High School in Texas, Grady Emerson. Shout out Grady Emerson. He's been following me forever. This dude has been a superstar since he was like 13. Simply put, he's one of the best pure hitters in the entire 2026 MLB draft class. Hit grade is 65. He's a big dude, so he's going to build into that power. There's no doubt in my mind. I think Grady Emerson is going to be a 30 home run a year guy. The swing is gorgeous. Learn how to lift the ball a little bit more for some more power. He's awesome. Like, he just hits a ton of line drives. Put those in the air a little bit more. He is going to mash. And at shortstop, he's awesome. Plus arm. Great glove. Truthfully, he was probably like 1B and 1A rather than 1 and 2. Grady Emerson is an absolute stud. Great pick by the Rays as a franchise shortstop. But of course, coming in at number 1, the best player in the draft, in my opinion, Rock Chalowski, shortstop out of UCLA. Or Chalewski, if you're Rob Manfred. Yikes. Chalowski rocks. Like, this is Troy Tulowitzki. That's what it feels like. It just feels like we're watching a little smaller version of Troy Tulowitzki. And if you want some, like, serious comps besides me just throwing out Troy Tulowitzki, people are saying that his floor is Dansby Swanson. That's a great player, and I think he is a much better hitter than Dansby Swanson is or was. Defensively, he's phenomenal. He is going to stick at shortstop. He might not be the speed athlete that Troy Tulowitzki was, but feels very similar at the plate. I think the White Sox got an absolute banger of a pick here. This is going to be a future star in the league, a potential franchise player. He was the best pick here at number 1. I'm glad the White Sox went there. Rock Chalowski is unbelievably talented. The swing's gorgeous. I mean, look at him. He just hits home runs. He plays great shortstop. How could you not take this guy at 1? So there they are, the 2026 MLB first round draft player rankings. I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, as well as subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content coming at you. You can follow me on all my social media. GiraffeNeckMarc links are in the description. That's where I'll wrap it up. You know the drill from here on out. This was last year's ranking if you want to see that, and this is another draft video. So click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow for another draft video. Bye.